What's up, Stat Fam? I told you we was coming back with another. We got Larry Bird. Put some respect on Larry Bird's name. NBA Legends, Part 2. This is a live reaction. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button, and comment below. Let's get it.
Had a losing month during the regular season when Larry Bird was in their lineup. He was that kind of player, that kind of influence. Quiet, classy is how some describe the hick from French Lick.
He became the founding member of the 50-40-90 Club, and he did it again the following season. Not even Kobe, LeBron, or Jordan accomplished that. Not even once.
Coincidentally, you were the player of the month in the NBA in December, averaging 27 points a game, 52% field goals, the best ever, 90% of your free throws, getting 10 boards a game, 6 assists, or maybe 7, and also just leading the league in three-point shots percentage-wise.
Larry was the guy that helped validate me. My career needed to be refreshed, along with the vets I had on the team like Reggie Miller, Mark Jackson, Chris Mullin. When Larry Bird talks to the media, was like, I'm going to turn Jalen into the player that's going to live up to his potential.
Yep.
I cut that out and put that on the refrigerator, bro. Again, Larry Bird helped revitalize me to the point where now I'm eating all of the steak and lobster that I ever wanted.
When you could play, first of all, when Larry Bird sat up there and said he didn't see color, I want everybody to know it was truly believable in the black community. Everybody looked it up. Oh, we believe that because Larry Bird didn't care. You can either play or you couldn't.
Is it fair for me to believe that even black fans, after a while, were perfectly willing to acknowledge that Larry Bird was the baddest white boy ever to shoot a basketball?
No question. Not even yes. No doubt.
Oh, that's easy.
Okay.
Oh, that's easy. I mean, I can tell you right now, Larry Bird could walk, literally in his heyday, he could walk into any black neighborhood in America. And they'd be like, hey, that's Larry Bird. Come on over, you know, because he could
Real legend,
walk.
man. Real legend. I don't got nothing else to say. There's nothing else to say. He's a real legend right now. Salute, Big Bird.
Now, let's bring you up to date on the Isaiah Thomas controversy. There have been a couple of developments.
Welcome to Haters, the show where I help you stand up against all the haters in your life.
Let's take you back and show you the comment in the press. He said that Larry Bird is a very good player and exceptional talent, but if he were black, he would be just another good guy.
Jesus Christ.
Today, Isaiah arrived in L.A. Larry Bird appeared side by side at a news conference, and Bird had this comment at the session.
If Isaiah tells me that it was a joking matter, I think we should leave it at that.
What the fuck is going on?
Well, Isaiah has joined me live. Isaiah, thanks for being here tonight. Tell me about the context that statement was made. How was it made? What was the situation?
Because they are haters, okay?
Well, we were in the locker room after the seventh game of the Eastern Conference Finals, and we had lost the basketball game. And Rodman was talking about Bird. This was Dennis Rodman? Yeah, Dennis Rodman was talking about Bird.
As you guys know, I call, if it's a white, if it's a black, you get the first that was player, right?
Man, haters don't appreciate shit.
Larry Bird cooked this nigga Rodman so bad. He cooked the nigga so bad. The nigga Rodman said, only reason Bird get that much hype is because he white.
Yeah, that man right there hates to fight. She wears underwear with dick holes in them. But it took me maybe 2 or 3 years to get to know Larry Bird's, his moves and how he tries to celebrate you and do certain things. He used to give me in my rookie year, he used to call me out, boy. He used to call me out like I was like a dog.
And that my skirt wasn't big enough for my puss.
Jesus Christ.
You know what that sound like to me? That sound like that nigga Rodman was so salty he got cooked by Bird that he was like, hey man, only reason y'all boosted him is because he white.
Bitch ass nigga.
What you want? What you want? What you want?
Isaiah, your comments about racial stereotypes indicate that you think the media plays racial favorites, if you will.
And I said Larry Bird is a very, very good basketball player. He's an exceptional talent. And I left it at that. Then I said very sarcastically and very jokingly that I'd have to agree with Rodman that if he was black, he'd be just another good guy.
Jesus Christ.
Because you're looking at this person and you can't do what they're doing.
We do have a copy of that tape. I want to remind everybody it is audio tape.
A very, very good basketball player. I think he's an exceptional talent. But I'd have to agree with Rodman. If he was black, he'd be just another good guy.
Jesus Christ.
That's some hater shit.
Isaiah, tell me about the laugh. Now, is that a sarcastic laugh, or is that a laugh of someone who's saying, you know exactly what I mean?
I hate you. I hate you. I don't even know you.
No, it's a very sarcastic laugh. I think anybody who knows me well understands that I tease a lot. And that was the mistake that I made, Brent. I was talking with a reporter who didn't know Isaiah, so evidently he or she believed that the statement that I made was true. But I was joking, and, you know, like I say, anybody who knows me knows that I tease.
Hating ass nigga.
Racial statements become very serious. We have heard what happened to the former Dodger general manager, Al Campanis. How do you respond to those who have said publicly and privately that you are nothing more than the other side of Al Campanis, racism coming from the other direction?
Well, see, the difference between that is that Al Campanis was serious, and I was only joking.
You did not mean anything. You don't think that a white player like Larry Bird perhaps gets a lot of publicity because he's white and the blacks do not?
No, that's not true. Larry gets all the credit that he deserves simply because he worked hard to get it, and he's an excellent basketball player.
You are a hater.
All right, now how about those who would say that you did not have a good series? You threw the ball away, unfortunately, at the end of Game 5, and this was a smokescreen, a cover-up for the fact that Isaiah Thomas did not play well for the Detroit Pistons. How would you respond to that?
Well, I did play well against the Celtics. I made a mistake in throwing the basketball away. But to say that this is a smokescreen, you know, I feel worse about this than actually losing the series.
It's a lying piece of shit.
My family's hurt. Larry's family's hurt. It was just a big misunderstanding, and it...
Did you apologize to Larry when you called him and when you talked to him privately here today in Los Angeles?
Yes, I apologize because, as I said before, Larry said that he didn't think it was serious. He said he didn't think it was a big deal, and he said he didn't worry about it, so why should anybody else?
Maybe you are just jealous because I can do this.
Jesus Christ.
Now get the fuck out of here.
Kiss my ass, you rotten.
So I run over, we look at the bench, no timeout, nothing. So I run over and I grab the ball, playing every second. And that's what the Celtics taught us, to play every second. I throw it up, Bird sneaks in, I didn't even see him. That joker caught the ball, and in my mind, I'm like, okay, he going out of bounds. I must have stood there for about 5 seconds because everything was going in slow motion in my mind, right? They are so in tune. They are so in sync. I mean, it wasn't no high five. It was a love thing, you know, like they hugged and embraced. And then it's just a strange moment. I'm like, damn, how you doing that? And I'm walking to the huddle, and they were our mentors. We studied them. They taught us everything. This is probably one of the most incredible plays that's ever happened against me, and that probably I've ever witnessed. We try to take the ball out of bounds or whatever. Larry walks by and he goes, they were great teachers. Not only were they great teachers, right? But they also, after they beat you, then they would school you.
Real legend here. Salute, Big Bird.
Yeah, you know, the other thing I laughed about too is, remember Anthony Mason, just as a kind of the point forward, power guy, just big, strong guy. We're playing. He's in New Jersey now. They call him up and from the D League or the CBA or whatever it was called back then. And he's sitting out there, man. That guy's like, you know, he's got, you know, buffaloes everywhere. So before the game, Larry looks at him. He goes, "Hey, Kevin." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Look at this guy, man." He's standing. He goes, "Look at all those muscles." And, you know, Anthony Mason is just standing there kind of posing, and then Larry looks at him and goes, "Yeah, all those muscles aren't going to help you tonight." He says, "I'm going to bust you up." Larry would shoot the ball and yell muscles when he was shooting it. And I was...
What's Larry really like? Like, what's his personality? Because we hear a lot of different stories.
Well, Larry is like the commercial E.F. Hutton. When he talks, people listen. Not a waste of words.
Someone said, Larry, that you're like a James Bond movie. You know, you don't know what's going to happen. You're against all odds, and then when the credits roll, you're going to be triumphant at the end.
The Indiana Pacers select Chuck Person
Offensive versatility often separates the good scorers from the great ones. A strong drive encourages a defense to sag toward the basket. In turn, this respect gives the scorer more freedom to fire up a jump shot. With a solid inside and outside game, Chuck Person has parlayed offensive versatility to be the best he can be.
That he can't jump, he can't do this, he can't do that. And, you know, a lot of my friends was like that, you know. So, I got to the league, I called all my friends back up. I said, you know, all that trash that you were talking, you need to squash all that. This man is great. He can, whatever you were saying for a man who can't jump, he's demolishing everything.
And deciding game between the Celtics and the Pacers. Fires, yes. Person hears him from the crowd as he unleashes Chuck Person. Who does it inside and out. And a strong move by Person, who's in 3 of performance in game 2. Bird wide open.
Shot, Bird.
In this first half, power shot recovery. Bird is hurt. Bird is down, and he's hurt.
Boy, real hooper right now.
If my money ain't in my account or if he ain't heard from him, I'm not gonna tell him nothing about my Pussy ain't got clean she ain't got paid for done clean for what she already done.
They won't allow us in, and they won't come out to tell us what the situation is. We're standing by, but he's in there with a team physician, and no one has come.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the game. We go to the second quarter, about 5 minutes to go until halftime, and watch this ball taken by Larry Bird. His head literally dribbles off the parquet floor, possible fracture of his right cheekbone. They're taking x-rays now after the game. We don't know for sure.
Tonal.
But he returned early in the third quarter, delighting the Boston Garden crowd, which roared its approval in a standing ovation.
Late.
Chance to yell a little bit, they come right back at you. And it comes. Also, by taking it strong to the basket, show them how it's to be done. Ball play for Bird.
Gotta make that.
Finish the play with it. Don't be short. Don't give it a chance to roll out.
It's a turnaround.
When you're coaching this league long enough, you say to yourself, how many times does he drive that spike?
Definitely.
Larry needs another shot to the right side of the face. Lee Brown knows where to look. Let me find Larry something good will happen for us. A dramatic return by Bird in the third. And I get the feeling we're watching a piece of that history unfold. Larry Bird with 27 today. And he has done it in dramatic fashion. he was pissed downtown. And here's Trump for the play.
Great players did play great today in Boston. Unbelievable fifth game between the Celtics and the Pacers. 124 to 121. The final score in this one. The Celtics at first spurting out to a big lead and then holding off a furious Indiana rally at the end.
It turned out to be a one-point game. It was just typically a great fifth game, final game for both teams. And Indiana can feel proud because they went into the Den, Boston Garden, and they almost pulled one off. And it would have been a great, great win for them. And still, it's one of those situations where teams like Indiana, they can be canonized when they lose. But it's a character builder, and it propels them into next season.
Person had 32. Bird had 32 with 7 assists and 9 rebounds. And afterwards, they each had some comments. Let's listen in.
You know, once they cut it down to 7 points, I got back in there, I think, or 9 points, and you know, everybody was a little rattled at that time. So I think if I didn't come out, we would have won by a big margin.
We would have a chance to win at the end. I had, you know, so situations where if you got a chance to end it on one shot, you end it, and I went for it, and I missed it. And I didn't want to go into overtime here, so I took the shot. And if I had to do it all again, I'd take that same shot. Probably make it next time.
I've known Chuck for a while, and we always had run-ins, but it always seems like I get the last word.
Salute Percy, salute Bird.
Quick thought on Larry Legend here.
Just a great example of a player one time showing again how you just dig down, reach down, give everything you have, and come up with that kind of performance. And you know, he planted those feet again. He stood firm, and he made a point about who he was, and he did get the final word in on Chuck Person. And maybe that's a lesson to Chuck.
Legendary battle.
How about 1981 at the Lakers? Bird had 36 points, 21 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals, 5 blocks.
30 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, 9 steals through the first 3 quarters. 47 points, 14 rebounds, 11 assists. He got bored and took 7 left-handed shots late in this game. Check out the lefty hook.
Boston Garden was an oven. Temperature inside at 97 degrees, and Larry went for 34 and 17.
He doesn't even take his warm-up jacket off, and he just drops triples.
Smacks his head on the floor while diving for a loose ball. Later, made a dramatic return to go for 32, 9, and 7. No big deal.
Bird, triple-double, 29 points, 11 rebounds, 12 assists to win his last ring. One of the all-time finals performances. Deacon, this one, had 37 points in the Game 7 Eastern Conference Finals in '88. Bird scored 20 in the fourth quarter.
Lit up the Hawks for 60. His best shot was a 3 that didn't count because of a foul. But even the Hawks bench had to respect what he did.
Real legend.
Larry Bird is the greatest forward of all time. I love Larry Bird, dramatic impact on my life. He's the man who got Jalen Rose a lot of money in Indiana.
You know, some of the best games that I played in were actually when Larry returned to play against the Celtics.
Played him in crunch time in the finals, turned his career around. 3
Eastern Conference Finals, the only trip that the Pacers have taken to the NBA Finals. Larry Bird was the head coach. I used to always write LB33 on the floor in a marker.
Guard. They showing my team. I know they not showing my team. They showing my team. He was torching us. Lockdown. Goodness. Way to follow that. Goodness.
And Dirk, what he did to big men that you can shoot outside and shoot three-pointers there. Can you think of anybody else?
I would put Bird at the table before Dirk. Because Magic is the one that made us want to play point guard, and we have to watch it. And Bird is the first big man we saw shoot threes.
Okay.
There'd be no Dirk if it weren't for Bird. So Bird definitely, Dirk definitely took it to the next level. Not talking about Dirk in any way bad at all. But Dirk is not Bird. And if Bird could have shot 8 threes a game, we looked at Bird shot like a 3.5 a game. And so, and if Bird came down on the break, even though he wasn't the most athletic, he had to fill the wings and lay it up because they didn't want him going to the corner because spacing wasn't like that. So he didn't have those opportunities, but we saw him shoot threes. We saw him win a three-point contest with his shooting shirt on and hold the finger up. So Bird is the one that started that.
Real legend. I know to take. Larry Bird and Jordan top 5. Real legend.
One of the great players, I had the opportunity to play against. A lot of respect for him as a competitor.
There will never, ever, ever be another Larry Bird.
He didn't impress me no more than any white guy I've ever seen play before.
Larry Bird was the truth.
I'm thinking, oh, he's slow, he can't get off a shot. He's not that strong. This is gonna be a layup.
Larry Bird was the truth.
I think that you would say that most black players at the time were racist, in the sense that we did not think that you could find a white guy who could play better than any black guy.
Larry Bird was the truth.
Bam, knocks down a jump shot. Okay. Maybe that was some luck. Gets the ball again. Bam, knocks down another jump shot.
Larry Bird was the truth.
Now I'm thinking like, okay, hey, you know what? I'm gonna D this guy up. I'm gonna show him his life. 20 feet away. Bam. 25 feet away. Bam. My mind just goes to damn, this white guy can play.
Larry Bird was the truth.
But as an all-around basketball player, as a leader, and especially as a clutch shooting difference maker, I'm all about Larry Bird. He was a bad boy.
Larry Bird was the truth.
See, most guys talk trash and talk stuff and can't back it up. It was blowing my mind because he's dominating Jack Givens, Player of the Year in college basketball. Larry Bird is eating him alive.
Larry Bird was the truth.
But Mr. Bird, you know you can back your trash talking up.
Larry Bird was the truth.
This guy got game.
Larry Bird was the truth.
I couldn't wait to call home and tell my boys, man, this dude named Larry Bird is for real. This is the baddest white dude I've ever seen in my life.
Larry Bird was the truth.
The younger generation needs to go back in YouTube, man. Some of the stuff that kid did, man, I shouldn't say kid, that man did. It was a bad boy.
Larry Bird was the truth.
He starts lighting up Charles Barkley again. He's lighting up Rick Mahorn. Then he's lighting up Arm McGillian, right? And the coach comes down to the bench. You got nobody else to put in the game. And he looks at me, and I start looking into the stands with the fans. I wouldn't give no eye contact to Jimmy Lyon, the coach. And I was like, please, don't put me back in there with the white guy. Please, whatever you do. That was the first time in my life I was ever scared to be go into a basketball game.
Larry Bird was the truth.
Bird was the best of all time.
Larry Bird was the truth.
Who dominated?
Larry.
That guy dominated.
That's why he's one of the greatest players ever played.
Larry Bird was the truth.
People all used to always talking about that he can't jump, he can't do this, he can't do that. And, you know, a lot of my friends was like that, you know. So I got to the league, I called all my friends